This video is for students who are searching about how to shortlist the German universities. So every student who's planning to apply for German universities knows that they'll have to refer the DATS website for them to shortlist the universities. So once when you get into the website, you will have the options for you to filter about your department. So any particular department that you filter, you will get n number of choices for you to select it from. For example, mechanical related programs could range up at least until 50 or 60 choices. Electrical or other programs could rate up until 80 or even with 100 plus program choices. So once when certain students gets into the portal, gets to know that they have these many choices for them to apply from, they feel happy that they have many choices for them to consider. But in reality, it is not that all these 100 choices of programs are eligible for a student to apply. Because as the competition with German universities are very high, the universities don't just settle with your CGPA or the IELTS proficiency scorecard alone. They do have many other evaluation tools for them to filter the potential applicants. So this video will be talking in detail about the additional requirements which many universities in Germany has started posing it to. So let's get started with the video. The GRE or GATE requirement. This particular requirement is mostly underrated by many Indian students. They think that GRE is meant only for the US admissions, and they think that GATE is only for students who's applying for an Indian master's program. But German universities, many competitive universities or for many competitive programs started asking up for either a GRE or a GATE score for them to evaluate a particular applicant's profile. So today I have just shortlisted few programs out of the electrical and computer department choices wherein this GRE or GATE course is required by the universities. I'll name the options for you. Deggendorf Institute of Technology has two programs, which is Mechatronic and Cyber Physical Systems, Artificial Intelligence for Smart Sensors and Actuators. This program gives weightage for either GRE or a GATE score. Next, Rheinwald University of Applied Sciences offers Information Engineering and Computer Science program. Here again, GRE or GATE score is mandatorily required. RWTH Ashen University for their data engineering and analytics, and also for many other programs in RWTH, GRE is a mandatory requirement for students to apply. University of Bamberg offers International Software System Sciences. Again, GRE is a requirement here. So University of Constance for their Computer and Information Sciences program has a GRE requirement. So if you see, these are certain universities in the electrical field which has this GRE as an additional tool. Let's look into the next requirement. The second most underrated requirement is the German language proficiency. Most of the students who's applying for the German universities will apply for an English medium of instruction program. But they also believe that since their medium of instruction is going to be English, the need for German language is not mandatory. And they feel that it is only required for them to survive in the country. That is either for their part-time jobs or for the future job opportunities. And they also have a plan of action that they will take up the German language training once when they reach the country. But here is where you are missing out with certain universities where they impose the German language as an additional requirement for you to apply for their programs. I'll again tell you what are the universities for what programs looks for the German language certificate and at what level they do look for it. Chemnitz University of Technology, which is a TU university, offers embedded systems program and they do have German language as A1 level requirement. And they do have another program which is Information and Communication Systems, the same A1 level is required. Fulda University of Applied Sciences for their Global Software Development program looks for German language A1 certificate. And New Ulm University of Applied Sciences for their Artificial Intelligence and Data Analytics program, language A1 is required. And Rosenheim Technology University of Applied Sciences for their Engineering Sciences, Electrical Engineering and Information Engineering program, they look for A2 level certificate. And Technical University of Mittelhessen for their Business Information Systems Advanced Analytics program looks for a German language A1 level certificate. So now there are many universities which ask for this A1 or A2 level. Some ask it on the application stages. Some universities insist on the enrollment stage. So when you get a university which asks it on the enrollment level, this means that this university will be giving you a conditional admit for you to take up the process. So this language requirement is definitely a place where students will have to understand what is the additional requirement this university is facing for. The next most confusing requirement with many German universities is tutor ECTS requirement. Many students get to know about this tutor ECTS while they shortlist with the universities. Because from an Indian bachelor's point of view, all our profiles are equivalent to 180 ECTS background. But when a university in Germany is insisting for a 210 credits, that means a shortfall of 30 credits is lying on an Indian student profile. So certain universities will mandatorily look for a 210 credits only. But there are also certain universities which will accept your 180 credits for their application. But what is the process for them is they will ask you to go up for an additional 30 credits during your course of study in your master's degree. So, but if a university is insisting for a 210 credits, then you applying for that university, you have a very futile chance of getting an admit with that particular university. So, I'll name few choices where this 210 ECTS is mandatorily required by the German universities for this electrical and computer department. So, Hamburg University of Applied Sciences for their Information and Communication Engineering program looks for a 210 credits, and Technical University of Ingolstadt for their AI Engineering of Autonomous Systems program again looks for a 210 credits. The next requirement, which most of the students will not know, is professional experience or work experience requirement. So generally students, when they shortlist a particular program, thinks that work experience would be a requirement only for an MBA degree. But in reality, many German universities for their technical programs also gives weightage for candidates with either a professional experience, or sometimes they even give you weightage for in case if you have an internship experience. But they do differentiate both these. Some universities will only insist for a graduate experience, which means after your graduation. But some universities will also list out that they will consider your internship experience as a part of their profile. So few programs which looks for this kinds of experience is being mentioned now. The Hamburg University of Applied Sciences for the same Information and Communication Engineering program has a professional work experience requirement for them to evaluate your profile. And Hof University of Applied Sciences for Software Engineering for Industrial Applications program looks for a 1 year of work experience for you to apply for their program. The most confusing part for many Indian students is this VPD requirement and a pre-check requirement. So what is VPD? Before which we'll understand what is APS. APS is a document which is issued by the German consulate in Indian country. So this will just confirm about the authenticity and the legitimacy of the documents that is issued by an Indian institution. Now, what is VPD? This VPD is a document which will which will convert the Indian grades into German grades. So now, when a student from Indian background has around 10 GPA standards, this 10 GPA is getting converted into 4 GPA scale. In Germany, the 4 is the minimum score and 1 is the maximum score. So this particular document is issued by the Uni-assist, and this particular timeline for them to issue itself is going to be 4 weeks. So when a student does not understand about this VPD documentation, they start with the application process very late and they'll not be able to apply to that particular university. One other additional requirement is this pre-check. Many universities have started imposing this pre-check process, and the deadline for the pre-check process will not be until the main deadline. So the application evaluation will get over much earlier, and once when you get the approval alone, you'll be making the normal application process. So if you get to know this pre-check process and all in a very late manner, then you'll be missing that particular university also. So out of this electrical department, I'll tell you which universities looks for this pre-check and also for this VPD documentation. Dortmund University of Applied Sciences for their Embedded Systems Engineering and Digital Transformation program has this pre-check applicable process for you. And Hamburg University for the same Information and Communication Engineering program has this VPD requirement in addition to the 210 credits and also the work experience requirement. So Technical University of Ingolstadt has the same AI for Engineering of Autonomous Systems, has also the VPD requirement. So now from all these paths that we discussed, we get to know that many universities have multiple requirements. It is not only with 210 credits or not only with VPD or not only with work experience. So once when you have the entire list with you, you will be eliminating the choices based out of these additional requirements. And then finally, you will end up with few choices wherein you will be directly eligible to apply for. So this is not a negative means to understand that I only have few choices for me to apply. But it is in a way logical that you're not applying to some random universities where your application is not even complete, because you'll be getting a rejection on the grounds that they'll tell you you did not, your rejection is based on the GRE score or your rejection is based on the document insufficiency. So it is better you do a proper investment timeline in understanding the universities and do a very good shortlisting for you to apply. So I have just updated the Excel sheet that I have used for the shortlisting purposes under this video in the description column. So you can use this as a ready reference for the electrical and computer related programs for you. And I have done the listing based on the 2026 intake. And the universities have all rights to alter the requirements. They might have an additional requirement, or they might even suspend certain programs for the upcoming intakes. So you can have this as a ready reference, and in future you can have your own grounding works done properly. And thanks for watching this video. In next video I'll see you with a different topic.